in anger tonight. You look upset on the touchline.
I control. I managed to control. I managed to control that. Hola, mister, ¿cómo está? I managed to control my reactions, and that's good. That's good because this way I can be on the bench the next match. My players, they need me. It's better for me to be close to them. So I think it was good. It was good for me to control it.
Do you think, Jose, you controlled it in your dealings with Antonio Conte, because the fourth official looked like he had to keep you apart, the referee had to come over and talk to you both? That looked quite serious.
No. I'm in the game and I communicate with my players, and I communicate with the fourth official if I have the feeling that I can communicate, because many times you have the feeling you can't do it, and nothing more than that. I think we all saw the game. We can have different opinions, we can have different perspectives, but I think we have all to agree that there was a match until the moment Herrera saw the red card, and there is another match after that. Before that, I saw a game with the feeling that I was going to win it, because everything was under control, and the frustration was evident because they couldn't play the way they always play. And then with 10 men was very difficult for us, because our strategy was to play with two players up front. When we had two players up front, the three central defenders, they couldn't come with the ball. They were kicking long balls, they were kicking even bad long balls outside of the pitch. And then when we stay with one player less, they went for 3 against 1, and they could bring the ball and they could be more dominant. In spite of that, we defended really well. In spite of that, we had the biggest chance of the game when Rashford faces the Chelsea goalkeeper. So I'm really proud of my players. After Thursday in Rostov, with Rostov again next Thursday, I'm really proud of the guys. And Mr. Oliver goes home and he can do his own analyze, because I don't want to analyze his work.
Did you feel? I mean, I must ask you about the second yellow. Did you? It looked as if
I don't want to speak.
I
don't want to speak. I just tell you to compare Herrera's second yellow card, which is a yellow card in a dead zone, and you compare that with a couple of minutes later, when Rashford goes to attack the space, and the Chelsea captain grabs him and stops him in a counter-attack situation. So Mr. Oliver gave the red card, but was not able to give the yellow card. But again, I'm not criticizing, I'm just telling you to do your analysis, because I have a match on Thursday, and very difficult match. And my opponent, Rostov, they played yesterday at 3 o'clock, and we played 7:45 on a Monday. I think it's a great protection for an English club that is playing in the Europa League. But now we have to rest and come on Thursday with our supporters, amazing supporters, absolutely amazing the way they were behind the team. So I go very proud of my players, very proud of my supporters.
Jose, you didn't think of the Chelsea supporters who were calling you Judas, and they must have short memories of you.
You know, they can call what they want. I am a professional. I defend my club, and until the moment they have a manager that wins 4 Premier Leagues for them, I'm the number 1. When they have somebody that wins 4 Premier Leagues for them, I become number 2. But until this moment, Judas is number 1.
Jose, I also couldn't help but notice you didn't shake hands with Antonio Conte at the end there.
But if I see him here, I shake.
Right, okay. So
I didn't, because I thought my players deserved my action immediately, and our supporters, they deserve also our thanks to them. So was that. I can promise you that if I see him there, I shake his hand. I have nothing to speak with him at all, but to shake his hand, for sure, I will do that.
Okay, last question.
You've had players out injured, you've got Zlatan suspended, Herrera now picks up the suspension. How concerned are you that as the fixtures pile up, the suspensions and the injuries are going to pile up and really hamper you?
But we don't cry. Nobody saw us crying this week because we don't have Zlatan, because we don't have this, we don't have that. Nobody had one single word from us crying about it. The only thing we spoke about is something that is very obvious, which is the fact that we are playing in Europe, and our opponent isn't, and our opponent could, because when I left the club last season, I left the club in the Champions League, winning the Champions League group, qualifying to the Champions League knockout phase, playing the second leg at home with the advantage to be the champion of the group. So if they win the Champions League last year, they could be playing in Europe this season. So it's not my fault. It's the fault that the ones that stay here and didn't win the Champions League. What I share with them is the fact that we didn't had a good Premier League, and because of that, I feel also responsibilities on the bad Premier League of last season.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Rooney,
Thank you.
How bad's Rooney's condition?
I don't know.
Did he be in the squad maybe, or do you know?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.